Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Wednesday, October 2nd, 2024 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi, and our energy mantra for today is I value my inner peace most highly. And here we are, our final eclipse of 2024. And while I would not say that this one is a doozy, the lessons are they pack a punch, pretty powerful. And I feel like at the top of the lessons is a reminder that each of us are responsible for peace in the world. And the way we can engage that responsibility is by working on our own inner peace. So, this eclipse has quite a lineup. It has the moon, it has the sun, it has Lilith, and it has Mercury, all connected. So the sun, the moon, and Lilith are all at 10 degrees. 10 degrees being that degree that reminds us of value. And then Mercury at 11 degrees, that master degree. And as I looked at the chart, I was like, and that's 11 degrees, and that's 11 degrees. So we have Mercury at 11 degrees. We have Venus in Scorpio at 11 degrees, and we have Ceres in Capricorn at 11 degrees. So there's a few layers of the mastery pushing in on us in this lesson of inner peace. Now, I actually want to start with the Sabian symbol because I find it to be really interesting, especially as October is gearing up. So the Sabian symbol for Libra at 11 or 10 degrees, which is where the eclipse is having passed safely through narrow rapids, a canoe reaches calm waters. The key word being relief, but to me, it's just kind of feeling the calm amidst the rapids is kind of the feeling that I get from it. Now, the Sabian symbol as we move on and where Mercury is holding space is a professor peering over his glasses at his students, which reminds me back in our eclipses back in April, I don't remember which eclipse it was, but one of the eclipses was a reminder that when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And my point was the teacher is always here. The teacher is in any given moment, should you choose to learn. And so right now, these experiences, what we're moving through, what we're experiencing in the world, in our lives, is pushing us towards the lesson of inner peace and being able to be powerful in our peacefulness. So this is potent. Now, I've said I think October is going to be a little bit of an intense month in the world. You know, things are at play, things are happening. And yet, even at the same time that things are happening that can cause like the fear waves, finding that inner center, finding your inner peace, finding what your sense of balance is important. And so that's like lesson number 1 in this. And lesson number 2 is the combined eclipse energies, which the first one was in Pisces and the second one is in Libra. And Pisces brings us that connection to God, Spirit, Universe. And Libra is relationships. So as we combine these, it's a revamping, it's a shift, it's hopefully some upgrade and evolution in our relationship, connection with God, Spirit, Universe, which I have found in my own life really does shift our own experiences of peace. They go hand in hand. That when you can trust the universe, it's much easier to be peaceful. And when you're trying to trust the universe, but you're not quite trusting the universe, usually you're not really finding peace within, right? So that is kind of the umbrella for these 2 eclipses that this eclipse is closing out, is a reminder to lean into your relationship with God, Spirit, Universe. Now, speaking of that, I did pull 3 cards from the Divine Abundance Oracle. And I'd like you to choose 1, 2, or 3 because one of these is what you can do to support yourself through this. So we'll come back to this, but 1, 2, or 3, and that will help you in your connection with God's Spirit Universe. So let's talk about this combination. Sun and moon together is new moon energy, which is beautiful for making intentions, calling your intentions out to the world. In Libra, we remember that everything is a co-creation. It's a co-creation with all of the energies that surround us. God's Spirit Universe, your partner, your friends, your co-workers, your neighbors, your enemies, all of them, your animals, the rocks, the trees. This is all a co-creation. And it benefits us all to find ways to work harmoniously and in balance with these energies. And noticing where there may be an imbalanced mirror can help you look at where you need to shift yourself. And I have found over and over and over again that any imbalanced mirror out there can also be an imbalanced mirror with God's Spirit Universe. So keep that in mind through this, especially if you are feeling challenged at all through this. But I think a lot of imbalance also happens within the self, and this is where the Lilith piece comes in. So for so long, the Lilith in anyone has been challenged in many ways. As I was thinking about this, and I was thinking about it in religious terms, I was like, Joan of Arc was a Lilith. Jesus was a Lilith. So many saints were Lilith people who went against the grain, who followed their own soul, who listened to their own calling and path. And part of finding this inner peace is letting our Liliths be free. So this is the part of you that can say, like Joan of Arc, I am not afraid. I was born for this, right? To lean into those callings. And sometimes they may not necessarily be what you want. I can't say that, like, let me first say, I love doing what I do. I love astrology. And it was also never what I was like, oh, I'm going to be an astrologer. This is what I'm going to do with my life, you know? And yet it was the calling that just kept pulling me. What is pulling you? Leaning into that energy, trusting the path even when it is unconventional. Trust what pulls those heartstrings. Trust what makes you light up. And trust your soul knows how to guide you through these crazy twists and turns, right? This is about engaging that Lilith energy. And I think for any of us to be in balance, we have to engage it. So many want to make Lilith be super dark or super sexualized or so many different things. But truly, to me, the biggest lesson of Lilith is to go your own way, to honor and follow your own soul. And so, being that this Lilith energy is smack dab in the middle of this eclipse, your mantra could also be, beyond I value my inner peace, it can also be I value my inner Lilith and I let her shine. So, I think that this is more emerging of the divine feminine, the yin energy within us that needs to come out to balance all the things in the world. Now, the next layer of things in this is Mercury at 11 degrees. And 11 degrees is that master degree. Mercury in Libra, can we mentally come to a place of inner peace? And can we recognize when things we need to address within our mind and when we need to stop engaging with things within our mind? That Venus in Scorpio, 11 degree, is like, know when you gotta set that boundary. And the Ceres in Capricorn at 11 degrees is the mama energy that's like, I'm gonna help you set that boundary. I'm gonna, nurturing yourself is gonna be important. Make this decision. Make the commitment. Capricorn can be that commitment energy in and through this. So this is powerful energy that we're looking at today. The moon, the new moon, happens at 11:49 p.m. Pacific time. The eclipse itself is an annular solar eclipse, which is the ring of fire. We're not going to see this in North America. South America gets to see it, so congratulations to them, although you'll probably see pictures online. But that is happening congruent to the new moon energy. Just slightly after the new moon, we have that moon-Mercury connection, and you may have some emotional energies that you have to face. You may have to fall a little bit out of balance. I've been hearing from people that they're like, I'm okay. Wham! I got hit by the eclipse energies and it all came out. That's okay. It's so important to feel your way through this. The waters within you also need to balance themselves, and sometimes they need to express themselves a little bit to come back to that. So let's look at these cards I have before we dig into 1, 2, and 3. So the cards that I have, well, top of the cards is balance itself, abundance. This is Zorba the Buddha. And so it's like knowing when you need to engage with pleasure and knowing when you need to engage with your spiritual side to find your balance. And so this card is definitely one of my favorite Libra cards. We also have the Ordinariness card, which is reminding us, find gratitude, find the beauty, find the magic around you, because it is here, it's around you, and sometimes that's the balancing point that you need. We've got the Compromise card. I always call this the Don't Compromise card. Don't compromise yourself, but realize we're all feeling these energies. Recognize that and just realize there may be some uncomfortable mirrors to face. I said that in, what was it? Monday scope? One of those scopes I said that. Watch for those uncomfortable mirrors. They may be showing you some of your inner ick, especially if you're feeling it outside of yourself. Look within. What is it showing you inside? Sometimes we gotta look at some of those shadowy figures within. We have the Exhaustion card. This new moon may require deep, internal looking, balancing. So take care of you in this. And our final 2 cards, the Creator. Remember, we're co-creating with Creator energy always. And I want to remind you, because I think this is a hallmark of that, God, Spirit, Universe can take the nefarious and use it for good. And please remember that in these times, in these energies, and let that help carry you through your own inner peace. But the Completion card, it's the world. There's a lot of good that is happening even amidst this chaos. And what we need to do is trust Divine Source. This is the overview card that I pulled from the Divine Abundance. It says, help me to know that all my deepest needs will be met. Let me trust that you have the plan and the right actions will come. You are my source for all. So let's go with 1, 2, and 3. Number 1, if you chose number 1, the card is Surrender. And it says, sometimes learning surrender can feel as if you're dying. The ego learns what's hardest. Stop trying to control the whole universe. So, if you chose 1, your path in and through this is surrender. Number 2 is gratitude. And it says, fill me with gratitude for all you give. May I be a vehicle for you wherever I go. And number 3, if you chose number 3, invite help. Invite the divine to pursue you. Seriously, just say, I'm finally ready, God, Source, Universe, pursue me. So, one more time. 1 is surrender, 2 is gratitude, 3 is invite help. And to be fair, I think all of them are very, 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 very helpful, along with the Divine Source card that I put here to keep reminding me. So that's going to be it for this eclipse. I'll meet you back here, tomorrow for the next scope, because the beat goes on. But if you would like to dig in deeper into your chart and for whatever support you need, please email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. Besides all this, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and Remember who you are, because you, me, we, all of us together are the solutions. Namaste.